Hello, everyone. Welcome to your morning coffee. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, this is officially the last morning coffee of 2018. It is Monday, December 31st, New Year's Eve. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. If you are having a party or something, I hope you all have a great time. Yes. So this is going to be a general reading for the day, just general energy, okay? There's nothing love specific, sign specific, all of that. It's just whatever spirit wants to speak with us about today, yes? So please take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't, yeah? So I guess without further ado, let's just get started. Okie dokie. Here we go. Hi, Spirit. Please make me a clear channel for the collective at this time. Please bring forward the best messages to serve the highest good of all involved for today, Monday, December 31st, 2018. Thank you so much, Spirit. Alrighty, guys. Let's see what we've got for this New Year's Eve. Monday, December 31st, 2018. A whole year has gone by, guys. Yet another. And I'm sure many of us are very happy to say goodbye to 2018. All right. One more shuffle. And then we'll see what we have today. We've got a beautiful sunrise going on right now. It's fantastic. Alrighty, everybody. Monday, December 31st, 2018. Okay. Well, we've got a lot here so far. Let's see what this is. So we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah. We also have the Ten of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Moon Child. So there's lots of moon symbolism here. The moon is on 3 of these cards so far, and it's pretty full. There's a full moon here on this Ten of Wands, on this Five of Pentacles, and the Moon Child represents energies of the moon, which represents cycles. This came out a few days ago, the Moon Child card, which is one of a few unique cards to this deck. This is the Moon Child Tarot, yes? So the first thing I think of when I'm seeing the Knight of Wands is the energy of moving forward into the new year, okay? And today is a day to really think about what it is. I'm going to sneeze, guys. Excuse me. What is holding you back? What is burdening you? What do you not want to take with you moving into 2019? Is a really good question. Many of us have been asking ourselves that for some time now. Five of Pentacles. I know for starters, one thing that we don't want to take into 2019 is any sort of lack mentality, because that's really just going to hold you back. It's time to let that go. There are some of us out here that are dealing with that pretty heavily. Now, this is ancestral. This is over the course of lifetimes, potentially. Like there may have been a past life that you lived in which, you were forced, or you lived in poverty, or you took some sort of vow of poverty. I know that's a thing, and that carries over into this life. It could just be, lack of mentality that was adopted from family, like say that was passed down for generations. which, happens, especially, during the days when, you know, in the past where there was a lot of immigration to this country, families didn't really have much when they got here, that kind of thing. Moonchild is about cycles, releasing, but I do want to get from the book real quick. There she is. So it says, when this card shows up, it asks you to consider how you can cultivate your own sacred relationship with the moon. The luminous beacon functions as a great celestial doorway into new spaces and opportunities within and around you, helping you see beyond the limitations of your lived reality. So key phrases here are there energies that need to be released? Is it time to start a new project? What is internally or externally inhibiting you from rising, growing, or healing? How are you delaying your own productivity? And the message coming, a good serious message here that's coming through is about lack mentality, but then also allowing yourself to feel left out in the cold. Okay, no one can really, that's just something that's been coming through with the Five of Pentacles a lot, and it's a way that I describe it pretty often. No one can really leave you out in the cold except for you. And you do that by allowing others to affect you, treat you less than how you truly desire to be treated. Allowing people to get to you, allowing people's actions to bother you. Now, that's not to say that sometimes somebody won't do something and that'll trigger something in you. If they trigger something in you, take that as a blessing, because you have a way to understand deeper some things that need to be healed within, right? And underneath the deck is the Nine of Wands. I'm going to pull one more time just to get a little more information, but the Nine of Wands is here underneath the deck. And, traditionally, this is a card of it's very interesting because this card looks very similar to the Four of Cups in this deck. But traditionally, this card represents, the wounded warrior. And it's and to be honest, that's kind of what I'm seeing here, in a sense. You have the Nine of Wands. You also have the Ten of Wands, okay? So for many of you, cycles have ended, and you've come to the end of the situation, and you're still like a little bit left to fight, and you're still kind of fighting. But to me, this is that energy of giving up the fight because it's no longer worth it. From here, you move to the 10, which is about releasing the burdens and freeing yourself up, for the new energy of 2019 to come through. So let's see, let's get one more pull here, see what else we get for today. December 31st, 2019. Okay. So we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Ace of Cups. That's fantastic. And underneath the deck, yep, there you go. Page of Wands. So starting a new cycle, okay? Creatively inspired. And see, what this is saying here is, with the Queen of Cups energy, this is self-loving, especially with the Ace of Cups. But this is nurturing. This is emotionally grounded and mature. This is someone who's, she's very emotionally aware, but she's not necessarily going to share it right away. But this is love and compassion and caring for the self, which then translates into that for others outside of you. Once you're able to find that for yourself, then it's easier for you to express that into others. And with Ace of Cups, this is definitely that self-love, self-respect, divine love, okay? And when you've found that energy within, it is easier for you to release the burdens, to release the opinions of others, to release the requirements of others. It's like, what, you're not even in my skin. How are you going to require that I live a certain way that isn't necessarily even authentic to me, you know? Yeah, that's really beautiful, guys. And also, this is the energies of the rise of the divine feminine. So also, what I'm getting here, um, with this moon energy. So some of you may be preparing for the new moon, which I believe is on, it's like the 6th or the 7th of January. So I really feel like many of you may either benefit from or are taking this time to really reflect on what it is. It's not even what you're releasing. What I'm getting here is, it's like you're reflecting on what it is you've been through this past year. And even if it's just that you're grateful that it's all like in the past at this point, that's good enough. You know, that's a good thing. But then others, you may benefit from taking some time to just think about that. Just take stock of where you've been throughout this year and how much you've grown, how much you've learned to love yourself over this past year. That's not to say that you've mastered it, but you still made progress. And most likely you're much better at it than you were this time last year. How about that? I mean, I know I am. That's really great, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get some clarification now. What's really important, the most important message that's coming through from Spirit right now is needing to leave the past behind you. And even as I'm saying that personally, sorry guys, we're not at clarification time yet, because there's more that needs to be said. Even though, you know, I'm kind of even resonating with that a little bit, leaving the past in the past. Now, that does not mean that you have forgotten what's gone on, but I mean, you know, you still have to be conscious of whether people are still like remaining energy vampires, or, you know, abusive in some ways, whether that be emotionally, mentally, even physically, you know, anything like that. You're not forgetting those elements of the situation, but also you're trying not to carry any sort of old baggage with you into 2019, because it's not even about them. It's all about you and what burdens you no longer wish to carry. 10 of Wands. Because the more you hold on to something that someone did in the past, or some kind of experience you've had, or whatever, this, that, and the third, you're only burdening yourself down. I mean, the other people that you were involved with, I don't know, who knows? Who knows if they're even thinking about it anymore, you know, that kind of thing. It's not worth it for your sanity, and it's only going to make these waters of pure compassion, unconditional love, divine love, it's only going to make those murky, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep them clear and fresh and nurturing, you know? Yeah. Okay. Now we'll get into some clarification. Today, I want to start with clarifying this Knight of Wands. This is the spiritual warrior. This is moving into 2019 passionately, very passionately, because you have the Page of Wands also, which is underneath the deck here. And before the Page of Wands, it was the Knight of Wands. Not the Knight, the Nine of Wands that was underneath the deck. And that was the progression from, you know, the battered and bruised, defenses up, the wounded warrior energy. Then we progressed to the Ten of Wands of just releasing it, just letting it go. Just being like, look, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not fighting this anymore. And that really could have been you fighting the universe in trying to get you on a certain path, get you to see things a certain way, or get you to stop seeing things a certain way. And now it's almost as if it's kind of like you finally surrendered. So you're at the 10 of Wands here. So the completion is happening. You're at the point where you can release the burdens. And now you're inspired to move forward. And you're moving from the Page straight into the Knight of Wands. Why? Because you have the freedom to do so, right? Let's clarify this Knight of Wands here, please, Spirit. Yeah, see? There you go. Oh, wow. There you go. Okay. Underneath the deck, yes. Underneath the deck is the Ten of Cups, right? And then you also have here the Queen of Cups. So she's coming out again. The Queen of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Magician. And what I'm getting here is I'm not so convinced. There could be a little bit of stagnancy. But what I'm getting, and that's coming from the Hanged Man, but what I'm getting from that is that has to do with the burdens you need to be releasing. Okay? And these situations are here, these things are happening because you're needing to learn from them. It's learning through the contrast. It's learning through the contrast. And the biggest lesson here in this contrast is learning to love the self. Queen of Cups is having that emotional maturity to see, number one, to see through your own bullshit, but two, to see through the facades into the lives of the others around you with compassion and understanding and saying, oh my God, I totally know how you feel. I've been there. It's that energy of knowing that everybody's going through their own struggle, but still being able to hold compassion. That doesn't mean that you're a doormat for them, but you still are able to hold compassion for the experience that other people are having, because you have that compassion for yourself. And from there you can manifest the Magician. And honestly, it feels like that manifestation would be way more solid when you're coming from it at this point, from that point of view of the compassion, the love, the understanding, the unconditional love, the divine love, the intuitive, empathic ability to see through, to read the energy and like know, have a knowing of what's going on, or at least an emotional understanding. You don't have to know exactly what's going on with someone, but having that emotional rapport is really helpful. Is very, very helpful. And that helps you manifest the ultimate... I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me. The ultimate emotional reality, the ultimate emotional fulfillment. And to me, this Ten of Cups actually feels like a utopian thing, because we're all in this together, and we're all co-creating a new world order, I guess I want to say. Even if, you know, you're just strictly working on things from your own point of view for your own life right now, you're also contributing to the collective. And we're all trying to get here, the Ten of Cups, okay? I mean, we're all trying to get there. So let's now clarify these burdens, and the burdens that are ending or needing to be released, the Moon Child, the cycles that are coming to a close, Five of Pentacles, whatever it is that is leaving you out in the cold? We have the Seven of Wands so far. Boundaries. Absolutely. Boundaries. You know, what is it you don't want to be doing any longer? Four of Swords. So I would say up until this new moon here, it's really a great time for reflection, because by the time the new moon comes in, you will be ready to manifest the new. Set your intentions of what you want to pull in. That's what the energies of the new moon are useful for. Four of Swords. Yeah. So taking a break, taking a stop, but also learning what boundaries to put in place to keep you from becoming burdened by this Ten of Wands energy again. We've learned those lessons, okay? We've got the Four of Cups, the unknown, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm having an allergy attack here, but I'm sorry. Hold on just one moment. Don't know if that worked. I turned my mic off so that I could, blow my nose, and then I realized that it probably just switched the audio input to the internal mic on my laptop. But so if you heard me blow my nose, I apologize. I was trying not to be gross and rude. But anyway, with the Four of Cups, the unknown, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. It's very interesting because a lot of us are dealing with a change in our lives in which we're almost accepting the Four of Cups energy. The Four of Cups keeps coming out recently. And from this deck, to me, it's depicted as something very different than the traditional Four of Cups. The traditional Four of Cups is someone that is focused more on the Three of Cups than that ace that's being handed miraculously from the universe. But here, it's the exact opposite. This person is more focused on that ace instead of the Three of Cups behind her. And if you can see, the Three of Cups behind her doesn't have anything in it, whereas that one ace has the Lotus. So here, this is talking about with the cycles that are needing to be released, this is talking about a cycle of putting the opinions of others, the social opinion above your own for your own life. It's paying more attention to the Three of Cups than the Ace of Cups. And that Ace of Cups is the divine love, the self-love, right? That is a cycle that's being released or is needing to be released, okay? And that's definitely where you get the energies of boundaries. Seven of Wands, saying, no, I'm not doing that anymore. No, I'm not engaging in that anymore. In that type of energy exchange, in that behavior, in that whatever that means for you. Okay, now, this could cause some confusion because for some of us, we're stepping into the unknown. It's an energy of leaving the past behind you and moving on in your own way into the unknown without the stability or the surety of society's approval necessarily behind you, or this is energies of going off the beaten path. So you're doing something completely brand new, and that's where others are kind of like, oh my God, you're crazy. Why would you do that? Because of the quote, the risk, or just the fact that people haven't done it before, so there's no frame of reference, potentially. For some of you, it's just weeding through the illusion with the Seven of Cups and moving into a brand new life with the Unknown card. Something that's just not known. Gee, Eric, be a little more eloquent with that. But it's, I mean, I'm serious. But see, underneath the deck, you have the King of Pentacles. So this is someone that's very sure of themselves, very well manifested, very grounded, probably financially abundant, well manifested, fixed energy in masculinity. But what I'm getting here is someone that's pretty solid in themselves at this point. Okay, and if that's not how you feel right now, you're in the process of getting here, because this is self-assured. This is someone who's most likely pretty comfortable in their own body, in their own existence, has gotten to a place where, and I feel like many of us have recently gotten there, to a place where you could just say, look, this is who I am. I am me, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I have things to do, so if you would kindly just get out of my way and stop wasting my time, I'd really appreciate it. All right. So now we're going to clarify the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. This is like the ultimate combination of self-love, divine love, compassion, understanding. It's a beautiful energy. 9 of Cups. Look at that. The first card to just pop right out. 9 of Cups. Oof. 7 of Swords. The 10 of Swords. The Temperance card. All right. All right. So actually, this is not as bad as... Interesting. I'm going to take it. There's one more card, too, that came out with this 10 of Swords here. Where did that 7 of Swords go? Where did that 7? I saw you flip out. Where are you? You little punk. There you are. You see? All that deceptive energy. And underneath the deck, you have the Knight of Pentacles here. Okay. So let's see here. What's this mystery card? The World! Well, would you look at that? And guys, whoa. That's crazy. It came out with the 10 of Swords because I was taking the 10 of Swords flipped over in the deck as I was pulling, and I was going through and I picked out the 10 of Swords, and this other card came out with it, and it wasn't even a struggle. It just literally just bloop, came right out with it. You probably saw it as you were watching me do so. And Spirit was like, take it, Eric. Just take it. I'm like, okay. And it's the World with the 10 of Swords. I mean, that's freaking fantastic. The worst is behind you. Okay? You have completion. Lots of completion. 10 of Wands. You had the 10 of Cups earlier. That was underneath the deck. Now you have the 10 of Swords with the World. So this is really the big message here, guys, is what do you not want to be taking with you into 2019? And I'm not saying mad dash, mad scramble, like get your shit together, guys. No, it's not about that. It's about just taking stock. And if there are things that are cycles that are ending, things that are trying to leave your life, circumstances that the universe is calling for you to let go of. I mean, there may be some tower moments involved, or I don't know why that energy was just coming through, because we haven't had, well, no, that's not true. But for some of you, this may feel like a tower moment, or potentially for some of you, you had a tower moment recently that you're still kind of processing. You might still be resisting. 7 of Swords is the Moon in Aquarius. And this is an energy of detachment. This doesn't have to be sneaky. Now, it does feel kind of deceptive just in the sense that it's not being broadcast, potentially. You're not making it well known. But you're bringing these cycles to an end. It's like... what I'm seeing is someone, almost like an Irish goodbye, if you guys know what that means. And I hope nobody's offended by that. I'm not trying to be racist. I am part Irish, so like, whatever. My grandmother was Brooklyn Irish. But if you're not familiar with that, an Irish goodbye is someone that just like dips out, doesn't say a word. And like I've done that quite a few times. Usually when that happens, I'm probably pretty drunk, but but it's almost like an Irish goodbye. It's like you're not even really acknowledging, other than you're saying to yourself, okay, yeah, it's time to let this go. It's not like it's a big fanfare type thing. It's not like you're really making a big acknowledgement of it. You're just kind of like, okay, and that's done. Moving on. Complete. No big, no, not necessarily like a huge ceremony or like this, last goodbye, last hoorah, none of that. You're just dipping out, slipping away. Yeah. And with this sense of self-love, unconditional love, compassion, understanding, whatever emotional maturity that you've achieved, you're moving forward, slowly but surely, building your life back, or building it as it is truly meant to be, without all these burdens. And balance is coming into play. A new form of alchemy is being achieved here. More sides of you are being alchemized, brought together, better than it has ever been before, to be quite honest. And wish fulfillment is at hand. And what I'm getting with this is, for many of us, you're starting to realize how effortless manifestation is when you go with the flow, when you follow your intuition, when you follow your emotions. Queen of Cups and the Magician. The Queen energy is magnetic, whereas the King energy is electric. The electric energy goes and does, stimulates, energizes, takes action. The magnetic feminine energy attracts, allows, manifests through alignment. And that's what this energy is with the Queen of Cups here. Your emotions are your compass. Okay, so if you are moving in a direction that feels good for you, continue to do so. But if you are going in a direction that does not feel good for you, that is your first sign that is not in alignment with you. Now you could be saying, but what if it's something that I really want to do, but it's painful? Still, work on that alignment, because there are some things that are in the way, that are blocking. Now you could come to an understanding at some point. Just keep this in mind. The more you work on that alignment, the more you may realize, oh, wait, actually, this really isn't what I want to do. And that alignment brings you an understanding of something new. Whoa, the Hanged Man. Boop. That learning through the contrast. That new alignment brings you into an understanding of what it is you do actually would want to do, or would much rather be doing. Whoa, mind blown. Right? Learning through contrast. Well, that is quite beautiful, guys. So now, let's get some oracle guidance here. I'm going to start with the unicorns, actually. Ooh, yes. Yes. Moving into the new year, I want to see what the unicorns have to say for us. All right. Here we go. Best messages, please, Spirit, for today, Monday, December 31st, 2018. All right. Underneath the deck, we have intuition, and that actually is super perfect, because the Queen of Cups energy is, other than the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups is the most is highly intuitive. The High Priestess is the most intuitive figure in the deck, but the Queen of Cups is a close second. Okay? Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. And it's funny because a friend of mine, a very, very close friend of mine, who happens to be a shaman, he posted something on Facebook saying, you know, what have you learned about in 2018? And I said personally, one of the things, he said, he lists 3 things. And one of the things I listed, the very last one was listen to follow the guidance of your intuition, no matter how crazy it may sound or seem. And that is absolutely right. Because first of all, we're moving into a new paradigm. And so taking action is going to look different than what it used to. You're going to be taking new action, different action, doing things differently. And we may not necessarily understand that right now. So we really just have to follow our intuition. And the deeper we get into this new paradigm, the more and more things will make sense, right? But with the Queen of Cups here, again, that intuition is a big thing. Moving into 2019, it's living from the heart center, living more of our lives from the heart rather than just the solar plexus. And when you get into the heart, that's when you get into the empathy, the feeling, the intuition of things. I mean, there's intuition in your solar plexus as well, but that's more instinctual, right? Within the heart, then you get into the more intellectual. You start getting into the more intellectual intuition, the compassion, the feeling, if that makes sense. We also have freedom and anger. Interesting. Freedom. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom. Claim your independence. And you're doing that by releasing the burdens here. 10 of Wands. Releasing the burdens and putting greater boundaries, better boundaries in place. Yeah. And then you also have anger. And this is interesting that this came out, but I know exactly what this is saying. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. No more stuffing things down. No more ignoring it or pushing it away or sweeping it under the carpet. No. Honor your emotions. Your emotions are your compass. Good Lord. Queen of Cups. Now, this is not a figure that stuffs down her emotions, but she's also not someone that's necessarily going to express them right away. She can be very secretive about her emotions, but it's not like she's trying to be secretive. It's just she's in control. And unless she's close to you, she's most likely not going to really show you all that or put all her cards on the table, but she sure is feeling it. That's just in my opinion, because others do say that the Queen of Cups is like super duper emotional, but to me, she just doesn't. She's the archetype of Cancer, or the Cancerian, who is very emotional, but often tries not to show it unless, they're in the company of someone that they're close to or that they feel comfortable with. Okay. Closing message is coming from the Light Worker Oracle here. Alrighty. Here we go. Closing message, please, Spirit. Okay. We have card number 28, Ascended Master Hilarion, and Archangel Raphael. So there's definitely healing involved with Archangel Raphael. Let's see what we've got in the book about this one. This is card number 28. So that boils down to a 10, which is a completion. That's awesome, guys. Lots of 10s here, lots of completions. Okay. Sorry, my eye's itching. Part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping improve your life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. And as I'm reading that, I'm sitting here saying, holy shit, that's kind of what's happening here at Morning Coffee every day. Hallelujah. I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you guys for joining me. The mind of a light worker needs spiritual light, information, understanding, and wisdom in the same way that human bodies need food, water, and clean air. The hunger for wisdom can push you to seek knowledge, and this can be a healthy impulse. However, if you love knowledge so much that you keep seeking without taking time to digest, integrate, and apply what you have learned, you may end up confused or mentally exhausted. I was just talking about this. I think it was in the Twin Flame reading yesterday. About how, yes, guacamole. I was doing, this was your personal reading after that. Yes, oh my God, this is the card that I was talking about with the spiritual fatigue of needing to, take some time. Oh my God, this is so perfect. If you are forgetful, stressed, mentally fatigued, or plodding when you are usually bright, you need some, quote, mental timeout. The mind rarely rests except through meditation, and even then rest is not guaranteed. Resting the mind can be a tricky thing for intellectually oriented or highly creative people. Learning to switch off mentally will help you remember and apply what you are learning so that you grow not only in knowledge but also in wisdom. You have been absorbing a lot of new information. You may feel you have so many tasks to do that you don't know where to start, or that if you stop to rest, you will never get through it all. This is causing you mental stress, which is diminishing your productivity. It's time to slow down and cleanse your mind with the assistance of Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. Sit without the distraction of telephone, computer, mobile phone, music, television, or radio. Take a few moments of silence. It's funny because I usually either listen to something on YouTube or listen to some music when I'm out traveling, and lately I've just been silent, and it's been really nice. Yeah. You will recognize when you have had sufficient mental rest because you shall feel a peaceful sense of vibrancy and inspiration. When you let go in this way, switching off and taking a step back, new approaches and ideas come to your mind. So working according to your own creative rhythms. You may find you work best in short, productive bursts punctuated by mental rests. If this is how you need to live for a time, honor that. Be kind to your mind. It can help you accomplish your divine journey. This oracle also comes with a message for you. If you are interested in healing that involves the mind, whether this be psychology, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnosis, NLP, philosophy, or a course of study, you are encouraged to explore it. If you feel inspired to work with your belief systems through affirmations or other techniques for mental reprogramming, such as such as guided relaxations and meditations, you are encouraged to do this too. Your mind is developed and powerful, and you work well with such techniques. Or you will work well, with such techniques. Alrighty, guys, so there it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I will see you all next year for our next cup of coffee. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Much love. Mwah. Bye.